The stage is set for a new amended Nigerian constitution as the Senate approves financial autonomy for states, judiciary, legislature and local governments in the country. The approval came on Tuesday during voting on the report of the Senate Committee on the review of the 1999 Constitution. The report.
Lawmakers at the upper legislative chamber voting on the constitution amendment report approved the much-awaited financial autonomy for local government areas, which analysts believe may help bring good governance to the grassroots. It also voted in favor of financial autonomy for the judiciary, which is believed will help in the advancement of justice.
Number 37, Mr. President, is affirmative action for women in political party administration, setting aside 35% of the executive at all levels for women. Bill number 38, Mr. President, is indigenous rights, and this seeks to alter the provisions of Section 31 and 318 of the Constitution. Mr. President, Bill number 39 is the power to enforce compliance of remittance of accruals into the Federation account and review of the federal allocation formula. Mr. President, Bill number 40 deals with the independence of certain bodies. Mr. President, Bill number 41 deals with the removal of the transitional lawmaking powers of the executive. We cannot be in transition in perpetuity. The first bill we'll vote on is Bill number 1, 2022, Local Government Financial Autonomy. We can vote now. Yes, 2 no, abstain 1, total 93. Everybody has voted. And this bill is also passed.
Senators, however, rejected a number of bills. This includes pensions for presiding officers of the legislature, bills to override presidential vetoes in constitutional alteration, and to override ordinary money bills. The bill for special seats for women in the National and State Houses of Assembly also fell short of the required two-thirds majority. In addition, the Senate also rejected bills for an act to alter the provision of the Constitution to provide for affirmative action for women in political party administration.
Meanwhile, members of the House of Representatives have voted for abrogation of the state and local government accounts and instead provide a special account to guarantee the existence of local government as a third tier of government. This follows the adoption of the clause-by-clause majority vote during the clause-by-clause consideration of 68 clauses on the Constitution Amendment on Tuesday. 296 members voted for the adoption of the clause to guarantee financial independence for state houses of assembly and judiciary, with only one member abstaining. The House of Representatives also concurs with the Senate by voting against the provision to move value-added tax to exclusive legislative from concurrent legislative list. Similarly, the House of Representatives has voted against expanding immunity to the legislative and judicial arms of the government. The House of Representatives, however, differs with the Senate regarding mayoral status for the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, as it has voted against the office of a mayor and a minister to be appointed from the FCT. 245 members voted for the provision of the office of the mayor for the FCT during voting on the 68 clauses, failing to meet the two-thirds requirement. And right now, Sanusi Musa is a private legal practitioner, and he joins us to discuss the consideration of constitutional amendments by the National Assembly. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Yeah.
So the senators and members of the House of Representatives approve autonomy for local government councils and state judiciary. All right. So as a lawyer, what is your initial reaction to this development in view of the recent Supreme Court judgment voiding Executive Order 10?
Well, I think, one, on the issue of the judiciary, I think is a good thing. But I think the Nigerians also must now hold the judiciary accountable, more especially at the state level. Because you find out that all this issue of delay of cases, I mean, because the people are more concerned about what happened at the state assemblies or the National Assembly and the president. They don't really pay attention to how some of our judges do their work, more especially at the state level. I'm saying at the state level because we know that at the federal level, the federal high court, the National Industrial Court, and also the FCT High Court, you can see that there is some because lawyers act as like a check. But you find out that in some of the states, I think much need to be done for the judges to understand the responsibility on them to ensure the speedy dispensation of the system. As for the issue of the local government, for the proponent of the, what do I call it, independence of the local government is something good. But for me, I think I have a different view. A different view in the sense that I don't think, in my understanding of what federal system will have, that a federal constitution will have to be providing on how to run a local government. You said, from the name, you said local.
Okay.
So how does it become a problem of a federal constitution, how the people of Kunchi local government decide to govern themselves? Okay. And these are issues that should be purely be left to the federating units to decide how they want their local government. Okay. If in Kano State, the local government, what they want is for the traditional institution to be their leaders, so be it. If those in Akwa Ibom want to have a situation whereby they elect some people, so be it. But having it in the constitution, you can see now the contradiction. Now, the people of Kunchi local government want to change the name of their local government because they don't like the name Kunchi. And now you have to now take it to Akwa Ibom, to Lagos, to Anambra, for a state assembly to approve for them to change their name. For what? I mean, it's just that we have a kind of a system that is confusing in the sense that, but I think this has to do with our federal system, whereby all this has to do with the issue of allocation resources from the federal government. Because if let's say if the federating units that are contributing system to the center, then we would not have that. Because so as far as I'm concerned, the system of the local government, for me, should be removed from the constitution.
Entirely?
Yes. Let the federating units, let each state decide how they want to run their local government. Okay. That's one, because we don't need to have a third tier of government in the constitution. Okay. Because, I mean, it's just, duplication of things which you really don't need. Actually, that's my own understanding of it. That's my own view.
All right. All right. Well, let's go with the current view.
Yes.
As it is right now. Okay. Let's say that now that local governments have been given autonomy, as it were. Let's go beyond what is written on paper.
Yes.
In reality, can local governments truly be autonomous?
They can be, but the issue is from 1999, when we have this democracy, I think we have allowed the system to be bastardized in such a way that even if you give them the autonomy, like I'm aware of many states that the state have to come with an aid for them to be able to pay salaries. Okay. Because you have a situation whereby, because we see money coming, then we elect people that don't even understand what is the meaning of governance as people at the helms of the affairs of the local government. Okay. All what they do is just to employ people. Recently, it was only in Kaduna in his first time that he was able to trim down the number of the workers in the local government, that not more than 200, I think, or 300 in each local government. Okay. Because what I'm foreseeing is you will have a situation, some of the local government may not even be able to pay the salaries of the workers. Because some of them truly, what are they contributing? Are they generating anything? They are not. So these are the issues. But I think if there is a way out, if we take up the challenge, our responsible people come forward to show interest in running the affairs of the local government, then we have people that will come and ginger the societies to become productive, and they generate some revenues on how they do things. Maybe we'll see some changes there. But I know that the responsibility of the local government, even paying the salaries of the primary school teachers alone, you know, you find out that the money is too much, and maybe what is given to them from the state in some of the local government may not be enough to do that.
So thank you very much
for
those insights. There, all right. So that's Mr. Musa there, giving us his own insights when it comes to constitutional amendment that was actually being